Well, good morning from the Gelbvieh ring. Sure a pleasure to be here this morning to start off with these Gelbvieh pin females. And I think we've seen two nice so far. And our first class just a set of females here with the black heifer. Very nice uniform set of females. Maybe not quite as heavyweight as our next class, but very, very feminine and very correct set of females that I think will have a tremendous future and be tremendous cows. Our solid red group here that came in next, just a really powerful set of heifers that really uniform in their type and body shape. They're very high performing, they're thick-ended, they're extremely broody in their look. I think they're going to be tremendous females. I admire the foot and bone heifers, and I think there's sure a lot of future in all three of those as a set and as individuals. But for all of us standing around here, let's give our Gelbvieh breeders so far a nice round of applause, and we'll select our champion pin of Gelbviehs.
Our champion pin of 3 Gelbvieh heifers is exhibited by Judd Ranch of Pomona, Kansas, and the reserve champion Gelbvieh pin of 3 heifers exhibited by Circle S Ranch, Canton, Kansas.
If you're following along in your program on the Red Angus show, we do have an update to the class break. In the ring now from TC Reds. This class is listed as 192, but actually will be a part of class 191, pin of 3 females, calved after April 1 of 2020. This pin is made up of TC Ellie H33, TC Sugar H45, and TC Sugar H44. With an average pin weight of 788 pounds and a pin average daily gain of 2.83 pounds, TC Reds of Ringgold, Wisconsin. As we round out this class, TC Reds is a family operation located in Ringgold, Wisconsin. They currently run about 140 Red Angus and Angus females, hosting several online sales per year, primarily selling show heifers, bulls, and genetic packages. TC Reds of Ringgold, Wisconsin. Our judge, Mr. Donnie McLennan, will now evaluate his Class 1 pin of 3 Red Angus females.
In a few minutes in the Gelbvieh ring, we'll have Gelbvieh pin of 5 females. There's only one entry. That'll be from Judd Ranch. I'll introduce the staff of the American Gelbvieh Association. Megan Slater's our executive director. Lindsay Upperman, the performance programs coordinator. Mallory Strom, the multimedia coordinator. Laura Hankey is our editorial contractor. Taylor Buckley, data services coordinator. Jake Renner, member and youth activities coordinator. Barb Standage is our chief operations coordinator. And I'm Tom Strom, Commercial Marketing Director. We want to thank everybody for being in the audience, and we thank our exhibitors for being here today. And we're getting some really good support from our junior members. We got Preston Dunn from St. John, Kansas, working in the ring today. we want to invite you to join us this evening for the 2021 Gelbvieh and Balancer National Sale. It'll be at 6 p.m. this evening in the Super Barn Sale Arena.
Evaluating his first class in the Red Angus Female Pen Show is Mr. Don McLennan. We also have available programs for the Red Revolution National Red Angus Sale taking place today, January 5th, in the Super Barn Sale area, Oklahoma, at the Wyndham Hotel here in Oklahoma City, 1 p.m. Programs available for the Red Revolution National Red Angus Sale. Okay, entering the Gelbvieh ring at this time is a Gelbvieh pen of 5 females exhibited by Judd Ranch of Pomona, Kansas. The first entry sired by General Patton.
They're January yearling heifers. Their average weight today, or this week, was 982 pounds. Average weight per day of age is 2.76. The second female in this class is sired by JR Secret Instinct.
Test. Well, good morning. Certainly excited about getting the opportunity to work the Red Angus Pin Show. Very excited about getting to work with the exhibitors that come from a long ways to get their cattle evaluated. And they sure didn't disappoint, because this is an awfully nice set of Red Angus females out here to evaluate. Each one of these pins has got a really, really good female in it. And I guess when you're judging these pin shows, you have to have three. One don't count, two helps, but if you have all three, then it makes it a lot easier and a lot more competitive. We do have two pins out here I think are very stout in terms of the depth all the way down from top to bottom. Then we've got some of these other pins that have got an outstanding one to start with, and then you can start picking some holes in some of the other ones that are in the group. But I think as a whole, in terms of cows and functional females, I think this is an awfully nice set of females. I'm going to start down here on this end. To me, this is the set of females that fit together quite nicely for me. The heifer in the middle, I was a little bit concerned whether or not she is big and bold enough right through her chest floor, but I think she is stout enough for me. They fit together very, very nicely. The numbers, I think, are certainly moderate and accurate enough for me to go ahead and use. I'm going to follow with this pin down here on my right. I really like their lead heifer that they walked in with. She just really catches your eye. And then the other heifers follow. Maybe just a tick more coarse right through the shoulder in that middle heifer. But two really high-quality pins of females. Would not argue if you wanted to switch. I follow then with this pin of females right here. As far as uniformity goes, they fit together so nicely. But then as you start analyzing and tearing them apart, you start wanting to change them up through their front end, maybe just a lot coarser through their shoulder, maybe not quite as feminine of females as they need to be. So this set of females, I think, is very uniform, and I appreciate that. I like their moderation, and I do like that about them. Then we follow with the females down here on the end. Again, their lead female I really like. She walks in, she really catches your eye. Then she's got two classmates, just not quite as far enough along, and I know a lot of times feed and condition, they'll change so much. But these just don't quite have as much power and then gas in the tank today in order to compete with those ones up above. Then we follow with this trio of heifers here, I think, that are awfully nice, awfully uniform. They just get out-powered today. I think they're going to make awesome females, just need a little more power, a little more performance in them in order for them to compete with these pins up above them. Let's give these exhibitors a nice hand for an excellent set of Red Angus females.
Thank you, Mr. McLennan. The Red Angus female show winning Class 1 was TC Reds from Ringgold, Wisconsin, and second in that class was the entry from Lacey Red Angus in Drexel, Missouri.
In the Gelbvieh ring, we have one pen of 5 purebred Gelbvieh females, and they're exhibited by Judd Ranch. And our judge today, Kyle Conley from Sulphur, Oklahoma.
Would like to ask everybody again in the makeup area and ringside, as well as those showing, please be considerate and remember the mask requirements for this show. We want to be able to continue to have this show, so please wear a mask when you're in this part of the grounds. We have masks available at the block. Entering the second class of our Red Angus pin show is BJ Farms Red Angus of Henning, Minnesota. With an average pin weight with an average pin weight of 788 pounds and a pin average daily gain of 2.73 pounds. They bring us BJF Queen 0061H, BJF Equal 0113H, and BJF Carly 0102H. BJ Farms Red Angus of Henning, Minnesota.
Once again, on our Gelbvieh side, we've got a tremendous pen of 5 females out here in front of us. It's a shame we don't have a little more competition to put these up against, but if we did, it'd have to be pretty impressive in itself to be able to run with these 5 heifers. I think there's quality all the way through these, but in my mind, there's a pair of these heifers that really stand out. The heifers on each end, I think, obviously match up and are just peas in a pod, and I think just have tremendous value in terms of paperwork, and especially as you just look at them in person here. Tremendous body in these females. They're good-footed and they're heavy-boned, and looks like they're going to be extremely durable and have tons of longevity to them. Just want to commend the breeders of these heifers. Extremely high-quality set. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Judd Ranch on the champion pen of 5 purebred Gelbvieh females.
Leaving the ring on the Red Angus side was BJ Farms of Henning, Minnesota. Doug, Pam, Kendall, Jack, Lee, and Luke Bjorklund. They have a purebred herd of 80 registered Red Angus cows. They have been exhibiting in the pen show since 2015 and have been able to put up a few banners. BJ Farms loves the Red Angus cattle business, and they love to make it to as many shows across the country as they can. They sell bulls and heifers, private treaty. In the ring at this time, the entry from Czar Red Angus with an average pin weight of 855 pounds and a pin average daily gain of 2.77 pounds.
In the Gelbvieh ring, we're starting our Gelbvieh pen of 3 bulls, and this will be Class 3. The first entries from Circle S Ranch of Canton, Kansas. The first animal in this pen is CIRS Halen, sired by GHGF Young Gun. And these bulls are born in late January and February. They have an average weight of 1,072 pounds, an average weight per day of age on the pens 3.27. Circle S Ranch has an annual production sale, which will be the first Saturday in April, April 3rd at Canton, Kansas.
In the ring now is Czar Red Angus of Oakley, Kansas. Czar Red Angus was established in 2015, owned by Jared and Casey Czar, along with their 2 sons, Wyatt and Nolan. They operate a registered and commercial cow herd in Logan County, Kansas, using the Z-Cut brand that has been in Jared's family since the 1920s. Since the operation's initial offering in 2017, they have placed genetics in 7 states, stretching from North Carolina to Washington. Czar Red Angus looks forward to 2021 with great enthusiasm, as they believe it will be their best yet. Czar Red Angus of Oakley, Kansas. In the ring now, with an average pin weight of 896 pounds, demonstrating a pin average daily gain of 277 pounds, we have the entry from Steady Run Genetics in Hedrick, Iowa. Steady Run Genetics is located in Hedrick, Iowa. They run a small cow-calf herd of registered Red Angus and Simmental females, along with around 100 head of commercial pairs. They're focused on creating functional cattle that will work in a variety of herds and be profitable for their customers. Steady Run Genetics of Hedrick, Iowa.
Our second entry in this Class 3 Gelbvieh Pen of 3 bulls is exhibited by Judd Ranch of Pomona, Kansas. The first bull is sired by JRI General Patton. These bulls have an average weight of 1248 and an average weight per day of age for the pen of 3.68.
Judge Don McLennan will now select for Class 2 Red Angus females born from January 1st to March 31st in 2020. This class consists of entries from BJ Farms, Henning, Minnesota, Jared Czar of Oakley, Kansas, and Steady Run Genetics of Hedrick, Iowa.
we'll let these cattle get back into line. Down here on this end, I think we got a trio of females that win this class fairly handily. The heifer that came in first really catches my eye, and you study her and analyze her, and you see how good she is and the production that she's got in her. And her two classmates, I think, doesn't really hold the mark as well. The heifer in the middle maybe gives up a little more performance, but certainly three really nice heifers to win this class. Then I think it gets a little bit closer because the performance heifers are down here on the end, and I appreciate that about them. As I view them and they get out and travel, they don't quite as hold together quite as nicely as I'd like to see, maybe a little coarser made, but I do like their power. I like their natural muscle. I like their thickness. I think they're feminine enough to go ahead and use in second. Heifers, I would like to change them as they get out on the move. The heifers that we're going to end up putting in third, I think, are the females that don't fit together quite as nicely. I really like their lead heifer quite well, but then we have two heifers that just give up a lot of differences in terms of production, maybe not quite enough power in that second female. Maybe a heifer here on the end that's just a little bit too short, maybe doesn't have quite enough femininity in her. But three heifers that are really nice. Let's give these exhibitors a nice hand for bringing them out.
For our champion Gelbvieh Pin of Bulls and Reserve, I think we've got two very deserving candidates out here in front of us, and I think we started off with a really nice, high-quality, solid black pin, and I think we've got two really good bulls in this pin on each end, and the bull in the middle maybe just gives up a tick of body compared to some of the bulls in the ring right now, but two really stout-hipped, very good-looking bulls on each end of this first pin we saw in this class or this lineup. Our red bulls sure look good on paper as you study the bull's scrotal circumference and foot and bone and all the fundamentals you look at. They're really good in all the places you're looking at for the important things in these bulls. Just impressive in terms of their design, their power, and their substance. Just very high-quality bulls. Our red bulls will be champion. Our black bulls will be reserve. Congratulations, two really good pins.
In the Gelbvieh Pin of 3 show, champion Pin of 3 Gelbvieh bulls is Judd Ranch with the red bulls, and reserve are the black bulls exhibited by Circle S of Canton, Kansas.
Winning Class 2 in the Red Angus Female Pin Show was BJ Farms from Henning, Minnesota, with their entries BJF Queen 0061H, BJF Equal 0113H, and BJF Carly 0102H. Second in that class was the entry from Steady Run Genetics, Hedrick, Iowa.
On the Gelbvieh side, we're going to have a short pitcher break, and then we'll be continuing with Class 4, which is a Gelbvieh Pin of 5 bulls. There's only one entry in that, which will be exhibited by Judd Ranch.
We're now in Class 3 of the Red Angus Female Pin Show with an entry from Bowling Ranch in Blackwell, Oklahoma.
We want to invite you to join us for the 2021 Gelbvieh and Balancer National Sale this evening at 6 p.m. That'll be in the Super Barn Sale Arena.
Just a single entry in the fall Red Angus female side. We've got 3 females that are really nice in terms of their quality. I like their depth of body. I like their power. The heifer here down on this end, on that end, is one that may be just a tick small in terms of probably what the ideal is for a registered female. But in the commercial end, I think she fits quite nicely. 3 females, I think they're very competitive. 3 females, I think, that can stand some competition. Let's give these people a nice hand for bringing them out.
So we'll have 3 class winners. Do you want?
Winning that class, the Bowling Ranch from Blackwell, Oklahoma, with Bowling Lady Cherry 9550, Lady Hereafter 9562, and Lady Gorgeous 9561. Bowling Red Angus from Blackwell, Oklahoma.
We'll have them. I don't know. I'm trying to think what would be the smart play here is if we had them walk.
How many is there going to be?
There's going to be 3 because there's 3 pins, so there'll be 9 heifers in the ring. But I mean, so you can get a chance to see them walk. I'm trying to figure out. I'm in my mind, but we can have them walk and pull in.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
At this time, we'll ask Judge Don McLennan to make his selection for the champion pin of 3 females here in the Red Angus Pin Show. We have entries from TC Reds from Ringgold, Wisconsin. We have entries from BJ Farms from Henning, Minnesota, and the final entry and respective class winner, Bowling Ranch Red Angus from Blackwell, Oklahoma.
We want to remind you on the Gelbvieh side that the recently released Gelbvieh history books are available for purchase today. That's a $35 suggested donation, preferably cash or check. And see Therese Lambert about that, but you can pick them up today, save on the shipping, and they're available in the stands. On the Gelbvieh side, it looks like we're ready to go with Class 4 Gelbvieh Pen of 5 bulls. They're exhibited by Judd Ranch from Pomona, Kansas. Want to take this opportunity to remind you that the 43rd Gelbvieh Balancer and Red Angus bull sale at Judd Ranch will be on Saturday, March 6th. The ranch is selling 309 Performance Plus range-ready bulls. They average an 80-pound birth weight, 894-pound actual weaning weight average on the sale bulls.
Even though the show has been small in terms of numbers, the quality is certainly deep, and the Red Angus breed has gotten such a place in our business because of the female. And I really like a lot of these heifers out here, and I think that these guys need to be proud of them. Each one of these pens has, I think, a stem winder, heifers that I think are just really, really good. And it's like I told him, I said, it's always the heifer in the middle or the bull in the middle that causes the problems, because if you had three that fit together, and I know how hard it is, because we used to show pin bulls, and I know that third one sometimes can just be a pain, but we really got some nice ones out here. The top end of each one of these pins is really good. I think it comes down to a pen of heifers, I think, that fit together quite nicely. I think the numbers fit for me. Heifers, I think, are certainly sound enough, really functional, really productive. I'm going to use that pin there as the champion, and we're going to bring that second place pin in that's right behind him.
Your champion pin of 3 Red Angus females is the entry from TC Reds in Ringgold, Wisconsin. The average pin weight was 788 pounds with a pin average daily gain of 2.83 pounds. Congratulations to TC Reds. Now entering will be the second in that class, and that's the entry from Lacey's Red Angus in Drexel, Missouri.
The black bulls in this pen of 5 exhibited by Judd Ranch are sired by JRI General Patton and JRI Secret Instinct. They're January and February yearlings. They have an average weight of 1,176 pounds and an average weight per day of age of 3.5.
We bring in this second place April pin, which I thought it was close in the actual class. 3 really uniform heifers, 3 heifers that fit quite nicely together. Heifers, I think, are a little more moderate and conservative in their frame size, which I appreciate. I'm going to go ahead and use them for reserve. To me, they're an awfully nice set of females. Congratulations.
The reserve pin of 3 females in the Red Angus Pin Show is the entry from Lacey's Red Angus in Drexel, Missouri. Thank you to all that exhibited in our Red Angus Female Show. We would like to announce that we're going to take a 10-minute picture break with Judge Don McLennan before moving on to the Red Angus Bullpen Show.
This is a single entry in Class 4. Gelbvieh Pen of 5 bulls are exhibited by Judd Ranch, and the bulls are sired by General Patton and Secret Instinct. Once again, average weight on the bulls, 1,177 pounds and a 3.5 average weight per day of age.
Once again, just like our female show, we didn't have any competition for these guys, but and as I said then, we'd actually have to have some pretty stiff competition for them to get around these guys. They've done a phenomenal job with their breeding program, and as you can see, the uniformity in their cattle all day has been very good. Not just this pen, but their and their pen of 5 heifers and bulls are just tremendous, and sure appreciate the opportunity to get to judge the cattle today. But I really like this pen. I think you can definitely see the stoutness and the power that they possess. They've got foot and bone and some but I told these guys I really like that bull on the end, number 5 bull. I think he'd be a bull you could almost keep on the halter and show down the road, as smooth patterned and correct as he is. But again, let's congratulate Judd Ranch and on a really good set of bulls and females today, and congratulate them. But congratulate again.
Real quick here, before we start the balancer portion of the Pen Bull Show, we're going to have an announcement for our juniors. This is Danny Stock from Iowa.
Good morning, everyone. First, I would like to introduce all my board of directors and our intermediate ambassador. They're down here helping with awards today, so if they can go ahead and wave. Thanks, guys. So tonight we are auctioning off heifer raffle tickets on a Beestrom heifer. So you can either purchase them now from a junior member, or you can purchase them later at the auction tonight. We will be doing 3 packages tonight of certain levels, and I believe it's like 6 or 12 that you can buy. But we are very grateful as the Junior Association for Beestroms for donating this heifer and putting the time and effort into that for us. All of the proceeds from this raffle will go back to the entire junior program to help pay for junior nationals and other activities throughout the year. So thank you, and please find a junior member.
Okay, thank you, juniors. Appreciate your help today, and want to encourage you to support the junior program by participating in the heifer raffle. Starting the balancer Pen of 3 Bull Show. This is Class 5, and our single entry in Class 5 is exhibited by Cedar Top Ranch, Stapleton, Nebraska. These bulls are sired by CTR Mr. Payweight Average pen weight's 949. Average weight per day of age is 3.73. The bulls are born in the latter part of April of 2020. Cedar Top Ranch is located at Stapleton, Nebraska. Eldon Starr and Scott Starr and their families. They've got a sale at Burwell, Nebraska. It's the third Tuesday in February. That'll be February 16th of 2021. There's 200 coming 2-year-old bulls consisting of Balancers, Angus, and Red Angus. All the bulls are forage developed, and heifers are on 2-section pastures. New this year, all the bulls are feed efficiency, tested as yearlings, and then they'll have complete DNA on all the sale bulls as well. Cedar Top Ranch runs 2,000 cows, primarily calving in May and June. All the weights are taken off grass. Commercial calves are run over to yearlings, and they've topped Superior Livestock Sale with them yearling feeder cattle for over 20 years. The bulls are all developed on range and cake except for 80 days of feed efficiency testing. After the feed test, they go back to pasture and help identify the bulls that convert grass to pounds. Cedar Top Ranch started with Gelbvieh semen in 1971 and became lifetime members of the AGA in 1974. The cattle displayed fertility that many of the other breeds they worked with at the time did not have, and they've been carcass testing since the early 1990s. Their last group of 800 steers had one select carcass in the whole group. They've identified cattle that convert grass to pounds and cattle that gain and grade as good as any available. Our judge today for the Gelbvieh and Balancer Pen Show is Kyle Conley from Sulphur, Oklahoma. He's an Oklahoma State graduate, his wife Amanda, and they have 2 sons, Case and Jack. They're 3rd-generation Angus breeders here in Oklahoma. They run 200 Angus cows, and they have 2 annual sales. So, Kyle, we appreciate you being here today.
We'll now resume the Red Angus section of our pen show here this morning with a single entry in Class 194 Spring Bull Calves born after April 1st of 2020, the entry from Greystone Cattle Company of Stockport, Iowa. The pen consisting of Dirty Harry 2029, Wide Open 2015, and Bravestone 2011 boasts a weight of 855 pounds with a pen average daily gain of 3.2 pounds. A reminder that these cattle will be on display and have been on display this week in the stalls and the pens to the east of this arena. The pens are outside, of course, and then there are some cattle that will be stalled as well in the main Red Angus barn. But these ranches and programs do have information about their program and about their operation in those pens. Would encourage you to stop by for a visit and a second look at the cattle throughout the afternoon and throughout the next couple of days.
Entering the ring is Class 6. This entry is exhibited by Cattlemen Gelbvieh of Amherst, Nebraska. The bulls are all sired by Infinity, born in January and early February. Average pen weight 1,148 pounds. Average weight per day of age is 3.39. And it's Mike and Renee Taubenheim and their sons and their families, Justin and Janelle and Tanner and Kelly Taubenheim. They've got a production sale at the ranch, which will be February 1st, 2021. They'll be selling 110 bulls, 25 will be purebreds, and the remainder will be balancers. Also included in the offering are 45 bred females from the heart of the program. AI sires include Tau Infinity 47C, Bennett E158, MGR Treasure, and EGL Lifeline B101. All the bulls will be black with performance testing. Taubenheim Gelbvieh runs 700 head of cows, 2/3 of the cow herds registered. They're deeply rooted in supporting the commercial cattlemen in all phases of the beef industry. Whatever cattle don't make the sale or the replacement pen get put in their family feedlot, sold as NHTC program cattle, and those cattle graded extremely well this last year. There's about 300 head of cattle, and there's 98 to 99% prime and choice. They really take pride in what their cattle can do for their customers. The cattle are developed on a high roughage ration, consisting mainly of mixed hay, corn silage, and wheat silage. Taubenheim family's been raising Gelbvieh cattle since the early 1980s, and their 31st annual production sales coming up here on February 1st. They currently have 3 generations of the family working the ranch together. The 4th generation is in training, and they take pride in how they've grown their herd and where it is today. We appreciate our spectators being here today. We appreciate all of our exhibitors. I want to encourage the spectators to take the opportunity after the show to go back in the barns, walk the stalls, look at the cattle, visit with the breeders.
Just a single entry in the April Red Angus Pin Bulls. Here's a trio of bulls here that I think that have got a lot of future ahead of them, maybe a little greener in their condition, maybe not quite as far along as some we'll see, but here's some bulls that have got some natural muscle to them. I appreciate the thickness and the stoutness that these bulls possess. I look at their feet. I think they're good enough in their feet and their underpinnings to go ahead and be very structurally correct on down the road. Thank you for bringing them out.
Winning the class of April bull calves was Greystone Cattle Company of Stockport, Iowa, with their pen of April bulls that weighed 855 pounds with an average daily gain of 3.2. We'll now move into the bullpen show, the class of calves that were born from January 1 to March 31 in 2020, with the initial entry from TC Reds out of Ringgold, Wisconsin. It's TC Feelgood 70H, Feelgood 39H, and Bigfoot 91H, with an average pen weight of 1,085 pounds and an average daily gain of 3.75 pounds. For those of you that joined us recently on the Red Angus side, our judge this morning is Mr. Don McLennan from Byers, Colorado. Mr. McLennan is an owner and partner in the Valhalla Ranch, family-owned operation that consists of upwards of 450 commercial Red Angus influenced females. They also are a partner in a family hunting preserve and a partnership with his son in McLennan Club Lambs. Don travels a lot to purchase various different breeds of bulls for his ranches that he provides consulting opportunities for in Texas and Colorado, with the bulk of his business being done in the Red Angus, Balancer, and Sim Angus breeds. Thank you for joining us this morning, Mr. McLennan.
In the Gelbvieh side, we're continuing with Class 6. This entry is exhibited by Judd Ranch of Pomona, Kansas. These bulls have an average pen weight of 1,283 pounds, born in January and February. Their average weight per day of age is 3.75. They're sired by Secret Powers, Transformer, and General Patton. Judd Ranch is located in the beautiful Flint Hills of Kansas, 1 hour southwest of Kansas City. Their 43rd Gelbvieh and Balancer and Red Angus bull sale will be Saturday, March 6th. They'll be selling 309 Performance Plus range-ready bulls. 210 head of the bulls are 17 to 19-month-old fall yearlings, and 99 head are 12 to 14-month-old spring-born yearling bulls. 99% of the sale bulls are sired by breed-leading AI sires. The sale bulls feature an 80-pound average birth weight with an 894 actual weaning weight average. Judd Ranch has been breeding Gelbvieh genetics for over 30 years, and they're honored to have been the #1 Dam of Merit program in the Gelbvieh breed for 21 of the past 23 years.
Entering the ring next, we'll have an entry from MC Livestock in Archie, Missouri. Their entries: Benchmark 0001, Hancock 0010, and Jefferson 0012 boasts an average pin weight of 1,128 pounds and a pin average daily gain of 3.82 pounds. I'd also like to take a moment to remind those of you ringside, whether you be Red Angus members, shareholders, or viewers, that there are several members of the Red Angus Association staff here on site for the inaugural Cattlemen's Congress. Mr. Tom Brink, the CEO of our association, is down here to my left. We also have Harold Burtz, the Director of Commercial Marketing, Katie Martin, Nolan Woodruff, Rachel Oliver, and myself, in addition to Kim Heller, our Junior Program Coordinator. And I would like to take just 1 minute to introduce and recognize two ladies from the association that have done a bulk of the legwork in putting this thing together. To my right, Chessie Mitchell and Jean Ann Dreward have really carried this. Their passion for the breed, their passion for the shows is evident, and their understanding of the importance of this type of event has been certainly commendable. If you would, please help me say thank you to Chessie and Jean Ann. In the ring is MC Livestock of Archie, Missouri. MC Livestock is a Red Angus seed stock operation located in west central Missouri. We focus on producing high-quality cattle that excel in the Midwest fescue country. Our goal is to produce cattle that will work in the real world and will have positive impacts in our customers' operations. Please join them at Lacey's Red Angus each year for their annual production sale and the fourth Saturday of October. MC Livestock of Archie, Missouri.
Our third entry in Class 6 is exhibited by Black Gold Genetics of Pritchett, Colorado. The bulls are sired by EGL Lifeline and Black Gold Payload. They're born in January and February. Their average pen weight is 1,102 pounds. Average weight per day of age is 3.14. It's Mark and Janelle Crane, along with their son Matthew, his wife Morgan, their son Micah, and daughter Patience. They own and operate Black Gold Genetics. Mark became a junior member in 1992 and purchased several purebred Gelbvieh pairs and marketed his first calf crop in the spring of 1993. Angus bulls were used to clean up after AIing, and those females were used to build his commercial herd with F1 crossbred females. The operation markets 120 head of 13 to 16-month-old balancer Angus and Red Angus bulls annually. Growing bulls on wheat pasture or high roughage diets is key to fitting the environmental challenges in their area. The cattle you see today are AI sired by BGGR Black Gold Payload 6152, BGGR High Definition 8063, and Mr. Payweight 19C. Black Gold Genetics focus on producing range bulls that are aged to fit the commercial cattlemen in harsh environments, and their annual production sale is March 1, 2021 at the ranch headquartered near Pritchett, Colorado.
In the ring at this time is the entry from Harmony Hill Red Angus in Bozeman, Montana. HH Western 0080, HH Deregulation 0115, and HH Silent Majority 0248. The pin boasts an average weight of 1,161 pounds with a pin average daily gain of 3.7 pounds. Harmony Hill, Bozeman, Montana.
I made a mistake in announcing the family. They have 3 sons, Matthew, Morgan, and Micah, and their 4th child is their daughter, Patience.
The previous entry, again, was from Harmony Hill, Bozeman, Montana. Their yearling bulls are sold privately, first come, first served at the ranch anytime. If you'd like to receive a catalog of the bulls that are available this spring, please find them at their pen, and they will make sure you receive one. We now have the entry from BJ Farms, Henning, Minnesota. An average weight of 1,113 pounds with a pin average daily gain of 3.28 pounds. BJ Farms, Henning, Minnesota.
In the Gelbvieh ring, we've got Class 6 with 3 entries closest to the announcer stand. Pen of 3 bulls exhibited by Taubenheim Gelbvieh. In the middle, we have Judd Ranch, and on the far end, we've got Black Gold Genetics, Class 6.
Once again, this is a really good class and as much competition as we've seen in one spot today. But for sure, we've got lots of quality in all three of these pins. To start off, this first pin that we saw in class, just tremendous in terms of their uniformity, their presentation, and their overall quality. Really like the thickness and the shape those bulls have. You really, right off the bat, catch the muscle. You read it on paper, too. You see the ribeye sizes these bulls have scanned, and I sure think it adds up and makes sense when you look at them. But just our lead-off bull here, just tremendous in terms of his thickness and boldness. He's super shapely as you study him from all the angles. He's really just a real big-time beef bull in terms of thickness and power. I really like the second bull that came in. He's soft and big-bodied and very smooth and correct. I really like his front end and how he ties together up in his shoulders and up through his neck and head. The third bull, big testicled bull that fit up nice and looks nice and just makes that pin very uniform and complete as you study it. Our next pin is the heavyweight pin of this class. You study the testicle size, the foot size, and the bone, and just how rugged and powerful those three are. They match up nicely. They have a little extra size and scale and power if you study these three pins. Maybe not quite as attractive as some of the bulls in this lineup, but you sure admire the power and the substance those bulls have, and you admire the quality of feet those bulls have. Our third pin down here on the end, you study them on paper, you sure admire the added yearling weights you get with those bulls and some of the things you pick out on paper. Not that I'm just a paper freak today, but I'm just saying these bulls read good. And as you study them in person, they're very sound and functional. They can get out and move very well. They hit a really long stride, all three of those bulls do. They're probably not as heavy long as some of these other pins, but that's not a knock on them. I mean, some guys will sell bulls to customers that expect bulls to come in a little bit more real world rig, and that's what I feel like you have with those three bulls. Very good quality bulls, maybe just not as far long as we said. But let's give these breeders a big round of applause on these three pins. I think we've got tons of quality. Go out here and select our champion and reserve in this class.
In the ring at this time are entries from TC Reds, MC Livestock, Harmony Hill, and BJ Farms.
Okay, congratulations to Taubenheim Gelbvieh for winning Class 6. Second goes to Judd Ranch, and third to Black Gold Genetics. We're now selecting the champion balancer pin of three bulls. So we'll have Cedar Top Ranch with their entry from Class 5. They'll be closest here to the announcer stand. And then we have Taubenheim's in the middle with their Class 6 winning entry. And on the far end is Judd Ranch with their second place pin from Class 6.
Once again, not to keep talking too much, but we've got a really nice pin down here in these young calves. I guess all full sibs as you study them on paper, coming with a little age disadvantage in an extent, but that's not to take away from their quality. They've all got a really square and level hip in them. I really like how they move when they're turned loose. Just have a lot of good things about them, and just I think there's tons of quality here in this group of full sibs. As we talked our last class-winning pin, we think we've got a real standout here on the end in terms of power and thickness, just very bold sprung and wide made all the way through, and still has a nice look. He has a couple of pin that's hold up the quality of that pin. The pin that was reserved or second in that class, I still think a very uniform, very rugged designed pin, and that's the pin that makes it a challenge. Guys might just jump on those bulls because they are so rugged and powerful. For me, I'd maybe just like to see them just a tick prettier. If it's not necessarily the best bull term to use, but I just like to see them a little bit cleaner made, is a better word. But I like those bulls a lot for the fundamentals they have in terms of foot and bone and structure. I just like to see them maybe just a little bit cleaner cut as you study these two pins down here. But a really good group. If we can give them a nice round of applause again, and we'll select our champion reserve balancer pins.
Champion pin of 3 balancer bulls is Taubenheim Gelbvieh. And the reserve champion pin of 3 balancer bulls goes to Cedar Top Ranch.
Really competitive Red Angus pin show here. This particular class of bulls is deep all the way down. I like all the bulls pretty much in this particular drive. We've got a pin of bulls here I'm going to go ahead and start with, though. This dark red set of bulls is certainly eye-catchy. You analyze them, and they've got a ton of natural muscle. I like their frame size. I like their overall structural soundness and design. The bull in the middle may be a little tight when we get him out on the motion, but he's a bull that I think that is certainly sound enough to go ahead and let this pin win this class. We're going to follow with a pin of bulls that's fairly similar in type and kind to the ones that just won. The bull in the middle, he too is a little bit tight when he gets out on the move. He's probably needs a little more flex to that rear leg, but certainly a nice pin of bulls that fit together. I really like this pin here. It has gave me probably as much problem, maybe not quite as highly fitted, but bulls that are certainly sound enough. I like the way they're put together up through their front end. A very interesting, very nice set of bulls, and I like them quite well. And then we're going to follow again with some bulls just a little greener in their condition, maybe not quite as filled out today as some of the others. I like their length of body. I love their extension. I think they're sound enough, maybe not quite as big in the scrotal department as a couple of these other pins, but certainly a nice pin of bulls. From top to bottom, really a competitive class, and I think these exhibitors ought to be commended for that. Let's give them a nice hand.
With an average pin weight of 1,161 pounds and a pin average daily gain of 3.7 pounds, winning that class is the entry from Harmony Hill in Bozeman, Montana. Second in that class is from TC Reds. The pin's average weight was 1,085 pounds with a pin average daily gain of 3.75 pounds.
We're on a little bit of a break here for pitchers in the Gelbvieh ring, but when we resume, we'll be in the balancer pins of 5. Testing, 1, 2, 3.
Well, we just had a single entry in the April class, and as I talked, they're a little greener than I was imagining some of them would be, and it's true, but I think they're kind of bulls that are going to be certainly functional down the road and nice bulls in themselves. This dark red pin of bulls here certainly catches my eye in terms of not only their look, their phenotype, but their structural correctness. You study their paper, and I think they're certainly adequate in all those categories, and so they'll be your champion. I think it's an awfully good pin of Red Angus bulls. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Harmony Hill Red Angus from Bozeman, Montana, for being named your champion pin of 3 Red Angus bulls. Entering the ring now was a second in that class from TC Reds in Ringgold, Wisconsin.
So second place in this in that last division class certainly fit together quite nicely. I think they kind of, in terms of muscularity and power, I think they excel this younger April class winners. So we'll go ahead and use them as reserve. Congratulations.
Congratulations to TC Reds for their reserve pin of 3 bulls honor. Would like to remind everybody that today at 1 p.m. at the Wyndham Garden Hotel, we have the Red Revolution sale, the National Red Angus sale. Please come out and join us or bid by phone or via internet for the Red Revolution sale today, 1 p.m. at the Wyndham Garden Hotel. Again, thank you to our judge, Mr. Don McLennan, for his time this morning, for all those that helped make this possible, for those that brought us cattle to the Red Angus Pin Show and put on a great display of Red Angus genetics. We look forward to seeing you in the future. Please spend some time going through those pins in the East Barns or in Barn 6 and visiting with those producers that have showcased their genetics here today.
We're ready to get started with the Balancer Pen of 5 show here on the Gelbvieh side. This will be Class 7, and the first entry is by Bar Arrow Cattle Company of Phillipsburg, Kansas. This pen of bulls are born in February and March. Their average weight's 1,088 pounds. The pen average weight per day of age is 4.3. The bulls are sired by BAG Fastback, BAG Clyde, and Skies Encore. Bar Arrow Cattle Company is located at Phillipsburg, Kansas. It's Stuart and Donna Jarvis and Cody and Kayla Jarvis. Their 31st annual production sale is going to be March 9th at the ranch north of Phillipsburg, Kansas. They'll be selling 80 yearling Gelbvieh and Balancer bulls and 20 fairly special spring yearling heifers. It's a spring calving, registered, and commercial cow-calf operation, as well as a farming operation that includes wheat, row crops, and forage. The bulls are developed on high roughage ration to maximize longevity and genetic potential, and Stewart's been raising Gelbvieh cattle since 1982. Stuart Jarvis told me one time he went to the National Western Stock Show on a FFA trip as a high schooler, or maybe with 4-H. He fell in love with breeding seed stock and showing cattle. It's done it ever since. So welcome to the inaugural Cattlemen's Congress in Oklahoma City.